Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Can we start? It's already 3:35.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in the yesterday's class, we have discussed what is the meaning of operations management and how far it is related for the development of the organization as a whole. So now today, we need to start about how operations management channelizes individual one by one, right? From individual departments like production, personnel, finance. Yesterday in the class, we have discussed that it is channelizing 4 different types of operations management. So as far as operations management is concerned, we can say in a nutshell that it is inseparable from the organization's daily routine schedule. So when it is inseparable, how can we say, or how can we come to the conclusion that, yes, it is inseparable from this point of view or from this point of view?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, Sriharsha, please.
Madam, we don't have a PDF of this one or the contents of this course. Can you please share the PPT or anything?
You have any groups, Sriharsha?
Yes, we have for operations management.
Group is there?
Yes.
Yeah, please take down my number, Nana, mobile number.
Okay.
Please add me. I'll be sharing. 63043.
63043.
67.
Okay, madam.
949.
63043 67949.
Yes. You please add me, Nana. I'll be sharing by today itself.
Okay, madam.
And I'll be sharing the PPTs also because this is a narrow schedule. I'm taking the class, but next Saturday onwards, I'll be sharing the PPTs also. And for this also, I'll give you the notes. Don't worry, Nana. I'll help you out.
Actually, we didn't get notes from university. So that's why
I'll be giving you, Nana. Don't worry. I'll help you out as far as the notes is concerned. PPTs from next Saturday because tomorrow I have MBA inspection. So that is the reason. Yesterday and today, I'm taking theory classes. From next Saturday, Sunday classes, you will be having the PPTs right from the tracks. And for this also, I'll share the study material.
Okay.
Thank you. So today, let us discuss what is the role of operations management as far as productivity is concerned. So in the yesterday's class, we have closed the discussion that operation management plays an important role as far as organizational functions are concerned. Let it be financial, let it be personnel, let it be operation, let it be purchase, let it be marketing. So we said that this has operation management has its impact and has its role in each and every marketing functional. So today, let us start the discussion with productivity. Productivity, immediately when I say productivity, you people in the mind of any individual will be coming one particular point. That is, what is productivity means, how the particular organization is doing as far as the things are concerned. But here I do say that productivity is nothing but simple way we define product as output-input relation. So we do say it is mainly concerned with the efficient utilization of resources in order to produce better goods and services. Yesterday, I told you when I was taking the class that there will be some limiting factors and key performers. So when limiting factors are there, as a human being, we do think of making optimum utilization, means the best utilization out of the limited resources. For example, cash. Finance is the limited resource for us. I have 10,000 rupees with me. I think that in what way this 10,000 rupees will give me utmost satisfaction. What is the expenditure which is priority? For example, I need to pay my student, my son's fees. I need to save for my daughter's fees, or I need to purchase a particular saree because coming is Shravan Masam. Out of these three, which one gives me the utmost satisfaction and which is the priority? Prime. So this is a primary and secondary, or which is to be satisfied first. How we are evaluating, because the resource which is there is very limited. So in such case, that is the reason we do say that key factors and limiting factors will also be there. So as far as productivity is concerned, it is mainly concerned with efficient utilization. Means how do you use? You have limited resources. Out of the limited resources, you want to give the best. So that is the reason we do feel that, yes, we have a particular channel and we have optimum utilization. As far as this is concerned, we can say that, yes, this is the best utilization and this will be giving the best resource with the limited resources. So that is what is known as productivity. In a nutshell, the productivity is nothing but the ratio. Once again, I do repeat, Nana, it is the ratio that is the between the input of resources and the output, obviously, of the work. Input of the resources, what you are giving as far as input is concerned. For this input, what is the output you are getting? That is work done. So with the limited resources, how much we are getting, how much we will be channelizing, this is known as productivity. We can think that productivity and optimum maximum operations management, how this is related. Yes, here I use the word productivity engineering. Once again, I do say it is productivity engineering. Engineering means we do think that it's a technical word. So here it's not a technical word, but it is the word. Meanwhile, the software industry, yesterday I appreciate the efforts of Sriharsha who asked about the questions about it is related relation of operations management to artificial intelligence and our software industries. Yes, today we are going to discuss that software industries also continue to evolve and innovate at a rapid race. Means today what is there in the computer market, tomorrow it will not be there. Now we are listening the buzzwords AI, artificial intelligence and ML, machine learning. So artificial and machine learning, today we are thinking a buzzword. After 3 years, they may vanish from the market. We don't know. Some other new software will come and beat the market and these words will be obviously vanished because earlier we have Lotus, Java, Fortran, which are the computer languages. Now I think you people did not listen to the spelling of that. So what is this means? This rapid race of changing and never architecture means whenever we plan something and it is having a rapid pace of change in the market, we need to run with the market. That is what is the role played by operations management. So here we say increased cognitive load of all engineers. For example, if at all we are coming with a particular plan which has a number of factors and including a portfolio of tools that continue with the rapid evaluation and short delivery circles and increasing complete complexity introduced by the scale and ever increasing demand of the particular availability of the requirements. So all these will be, for example, you are constructing a particular plan. Tomorrow somebody may say that, no, that is outdated. We need the latest version. The best change for this productivity engineering is leadership styles, first one, and second one, I can say interior designing. You just see people will be few, I can say a certain percentage of people will be vanished, means stunned to see. For example, if I go to my friend's house, they watch the interior designing. Immediately something will be pinching in their brain that why can't I use the same technique for my house? Again, they will be demolishing the entire interior and again going for that. So such cases, such means why to demolish and why to go for the construction again? Why don't you run the market and catch the market where the particular demand is there? That is the role of successful operational manager. So here we do say there are some key concepts which relates this productivity engineering to operations management, under which the first one covers is developer experience. Who is a developer here is nothing but about treating internal infrastructure similar to customer-facing product. And one more thing is holding it to the same standards. For example, when we don't have computers of these laptops and PCs, in my good olden days, when I was in MCOM and MBA, we used to have a particular computer which occupies this much space. And along with that, if you see the monitor here, this much space from the wall, compound wall is used to be observed, and this much maintenance of space by the computer. That is a computer, what we know. And here, if I say that, yes, this is the computer we use, you people will laugh at us. This is not a computer, this is which is invented by Charles Babbage. But that is the only one which has its availability in the market. And we do feel that, okay, we are observing a computer and if we click, the picture is changing. That is our stunning position. So here in this case, what we observe is with limited resources, we have satisfied our wants and desires. The technology has been applied successfully. Now, with unlimited resources also, people are still striving something to be invented and something to be brought into the market. For example, they'll say that this is the first one in the model and fastest network in the model, of course, in the world. So in such cases, why do they means nothing but customer attraction. So when an organization or company is means striving to depend and to capture the needs and necessities of a serious customer and wants to get attracted by that particular product, in such case, you need to develop one particular model which has a certain experience to magnify the particular standards and expectations of the customer. So here we say meeting availability standards and providing holistic experience. For example, if you conduct a particular means a product or launch a product into the market, what the customer will be expecting you from means a product is launched, a particular water filter is launched. Who will be having the technology? That engineers who have developed that particular model. Immediately, when you purchase an air cooler, the person, for example, you have purchased O General. So that particular air condition must be installed. That is what we say. Installed by the respective company people only. If anything happens, it is not working, your AC is not working, you need to call the particular service engineers because it reduces the range of friction from general engineers to the engineers who have developed the model, who can release the engineering operations, and operations engineer. So operations engineer is nothing but the person who know the technology and who has become the tech savvy with that product related. So for example, if I call a particular person who can be better attending that, I'll feel that yes, my AC was stuck yesterday. Thank God I called the people, the company people, they have come and within 24 hours, they have solved the problem. I'm the happy customer. Immediately I'll say to my neighbors that, why don't you purchase O General? They are coming in 24 hours, they're resolving the problems. So this is what is developing engineers. So developer experience as far as productivity engineering is concerned, this plays a first one role. And next, second one is platforms. These platforms are nothing but as a customer, we have and we expect something. So the importance of underbidding and a great developer experience is a platform that provides, here platform is nothing but an appropriate stage level of abstraction and is easy to integrate with APIs. APIs means, in fact, it is not uncommon to see multiple platforms. So annual performance indicators will be there, like KPIs, key performance indicators. So when an organization is having annual performance indicators and initiations, each one focusing will be on a unique engineering and domain. That is, we can say, build automation platforms. For example, fees collection is there in the colleges. So everybody will have their own fee collection softwares. For example, you do think that Tally is there. No, Tally is not at all used because everybody will be having, it is updated version of their own software. Point number one. And second one, when it comes to autonomous colleges, we have their own examination patterns and their own CGPS and SGPS calculation. So here also, the technique, what they develop and what they do follow is nothing which is associated with the particular etching one. So in these days, what is this means? Runtime platforms and telemetric platforms. And the key to have such cohesive platforms is nothing but the domain should know, and we must make it easy in order to initiate or inculcate the engineering and compose a platform to match their needs. For example, I'm running an autonomous college. I need independent examination branch. I need independent fee structures. I need independent software that gives whether a student passed in first sem is promoted to second sem or not. And what is the criteria to get the first student from the first sem to get passed to second sem? So these needs from the customer end gives you a particular reason to develop a particular platform. When platform arises, when need arises, then comes necessity knows no law. That is the reason we do follow certain engineering techniques as far as productivity is concerned. Next one, centralized enablement. Why centralized enablement means developing experiences and platforms as described above for the platforms and developer experiences deliver software in the domains. A common organizational means what is necessary for this is to create a scope for centralized teams vary depending on the size of the organization, needs of the organization, and a similar organization might have a team of focused release and focused engineering, deployment and operations. For example, a software person who have done a software developer in autonomous college A can migrate from A to B. But the thing here is the same software developer will be a fresher, will be not treated as a senior person because he has changed from one place to another. And again, the domain changes. Even though you can tell me both are autonomous colleges, both are educational institutions, both are examination branch only, software will be the same, student passing criteria will also be the same. But the thing here is when you are keep on changing the domain and deployment of the operations, organizational needs and operations will be varying from one organization to the other. When you centralize these particular niche areas, which are troublesome niche areas, build enablement, insights, etc. You need to. After analyzing this productivity engineering, next step comes. If you pass these bridges like platforms, developing engineering, and identifying the performance indicators, next it is time for you to go for productivity management. Now you should understand what is productivity, how it is correlated to productivity to operations management, how the productivity engineering will be developed as far as operations management involvement is concerned. And next we are supposed to think about productivity management. Productivity management is nothing but growth of a national concern. This productivity, it is because if it is too low, the nation can neither improve its standard of living nor at home compete successfully with foreign countries which are already developed. Productivity growth efforts means this productivity management comprises of wage negotiations, inflation rates, business decisions, expansions of the business, etc., and exchange rates, obviously. So the factors affecting both national and individual firm productivity are many and diverse. We can't define. This is the reason behind our why our country is still particular. When I was an intermediate student in 1991, India is a developing country. When my daughter, my son were intermediate in 2015, India is a developing country. Of course, for for my granddaughters or grandsons also, India will be a developing country. Why this particular dispute is there? Can't we become India? When can we read in our economics textbook that India is a developed country? The reason is we can find out so many reasons because it is not one or two. There are concrete reasons, there are delicate reasons, there are financial reasons, there are critical political reasons. So all these play a very important role in their respective roles. So for this, what we can say is we establish a productivity improvement program. Once again, I do repeat, in order to concrete these two and correlate these two and develop your own design and structure, if you speak a particular organization, especially, you can improve a productivity improvement program. So to obtain upper management support, what is necessary for productivity improvement program? I want to do something. What is necessary for us? Yes, after finishing this particular class, tomorrow I go to Keshav Memorial College and I do say that to my management that, sir, I want to do this thing and I want to take the MBA of Keshav Memorial to the top 1 position. Immediately, I have my own thoughts and I have taken a letter pad and spring roll and I have written what are the contents and where the areas I need to support Keshav Memorial to bring on par with the NAC accredited A colleges or A+ colleges. After going to the college at 9:30, I met the management. I spoke to them. They said that no need, madam. Let us run the college as it is. Why do you break your head, madam? We don't want NAC A+. Just to take the admissions and take the classes. Immediately, what will be your response when your boss said like this? will think that what is this nonsense? I want to do so many things and I want to inculcate many more organizational structures and many more organizational teams into the curricula. And I want to increase the theoretical part, how to impart the classes for MBA. I want the case studies. I want the guest lectures to be conducted. Immediately what our boss said, no need, madam. You just run the classes. It take daily 5 hours. And if I think it is possible now with 4 hours also, get 4 hours classes on Saturday, you just tell. No case studies, no guest lectures, no need to improve. Run the college as it is. Immediately, we will be feeling that why I should stay stagnant. Why I need to confine myself. I have thoughts to develop the product. I have the thoughts to increase the capacity. I have thoughts to standardize the particular product. What is the product? Higher education. But what is the means response from the management? They said just no need. So with this entire vigor in you, entire speed, with what speed you have last night and you have taxed your brain, immediately the very next morning, you will be the unhappiest element on the world and you creature in the world. So why do this happen? Because especially productivity engineering and product development programs need top level management support. Always the management should support you. Think from the same example point of view. If tomorrow morning I go to the management and say, sir, I want to create wonders. I have my plans. So just you say yes and give your green signal, sir, I'll go ahead. Immediately, my boss, if they say that, yes, Shanti madam, you can go ahead and implement whatever you want. I'll be the happiest. My happy knows no bounds. Immediately with the double energy, I'll just call my people and ask them to increase. Like this, 2 people have to conduct guest lectures and 1 has to conduct management first. Like this, immediately we'll be implementing so many things. This is what is the necessary in the step 1 when you want to go for productivity improvement programs. Under that, the first one is when you want to develop the things, it is nothing but upper level management support. It should be there. Somebody should say that, yes, go ahead, I'm behind you and I'm with you. So this is what is the requirement for productivity improvement program. And the next point is new organizational components. Means till now the organization structure is principal, vice principal, and HODs, and the next coordinate bodies and administrative staff. Now I should say that when, for example, in BCom, we have 6 sections. Why the HOD only should have these 6 sections and 48 faculties under single HOD. Now I change the organization structure stating that principal, vice principal, HOD, coordinators, course coordinators, so that HOD is not overburdened. She cannot call all the 48 faculties and say that principal madam want to implement a particular plan like this, like this. She can just convey what she has to convey to the students, to the course coordinators. For example, all the BCom 6 heads will be having 6 different coordinators. So HOD principal will tell to HODs. HODs will convey the meeting to not directly to all the faculties, but they will also summarize what I need to be implemented successfully is 6 course coordinators, so that the burden of HOD will also be lessened. You can ask me one question. What will happen if she is the person who has to convey the message, what I need to be implemented as far as the things here, the plans are concerned? Because when a particular human being is totally burdened, the skill, the efficiency of them will be getting deteriorated. When I speak to 6 people, I'll be the happiest. When I speak to 60 people, I feel fatigue. When I speak to 600 people, I'll say that now I can't, my energy levels are exhausted. So this is what is, so when you ask a HOD to channelize and keep individual course heads and convey the meaning, immediately she'll feel within half an hour, she'll feel happy and she'll convey the meaning and she'll just delegate the things and will be supervising. Her job is getting lessened and her burden has been reduced to some extent. Then she can concentrate on quite many more things. So this is what is meant by new organizational components should be. Means the top departmental level executives with responsibilities of goal setting, guidance that must be done, advice, you should advise, and the general control, not others. The productive managers are responsible for day-to-day activities. Now course coordinators are helpful for day-to-day activities, measurement and analyzing whether this was done. The responsibilities of all organizational components to be dear and well established. So there is no introspection from one department to the another department. So this is very necessary. And the third one for developing a productivity improvement program is plan systematically. For this, when the top management has agreed that, yes, madam, you can do, immediately I can't say that this must be done and by tomorrow I need. No, heavens will not fall and Rome was not built in a day. So you need to wait for the enactment, and until the time comes, you have to delegate the things, you have to observe. So success does not just happen like that. Success just cannot happen. Goals, objectives should be set, and problem solving technique should be there with you, and rank ordering should be there with you. Reporting must be done, monitoring must be done, and attending to the requirements and developments should be done. At last, feedback should be taken and it should be channelized. So this is necessary. So what is the means when you plan a particular thing? Of course, top level executives have accepted and a new organizational structure you have done, but that doesn't mean that by tomorrow miracles will happen. You need to plan systematically. And above all, what is necessary for a new program is open communication. There should be transparency in the system. You should maintain equidistance. When you are the manager and the top level executive, every employee is every subordinate and who are working under you should feel that, yes, I am very close to madam. Madam will call me and say anything. This must be the perception of each and every employee when you are the boss. Unless and until if they feel that, yes, madam is partializing and behaving closely with somebody and they are not recognizing to us, this will deteriorate the interests of the employees, preferable employees, and obviously at last the organization will come to close or will come to end. For this, what is needed is desired changes must be communicated. What need you should, it must be communicated. Means communication should flow up and down as far as business organization is concerned. I think you will be knowing in Fales 14 principles, we have scalar chain. Scalar chain is the 9th one in Fales 14 principles that indicates, that tells you that the information should flow from upward to down. Means I need to say that yesterday is the second Saturday holiday. So how the holiday information should flow? As a principal, I should write a notice stating to the students that this is to inform you tomorrow is a holiday on account of something. But it is not known to the students. I am through office boy telling that tomorrow is a holiday. Because the information should flow from up to down, because top level executive to lower levels, but it should not be in the opposite direction. So through publications, through meetings, through firms, through employees, must be told what is going on and how they will be benefited. See, for example, for my company employees, I should communicate, if this is done, I'll be rewarding you. But somebody else who is your neighbor or childhood friend or other competitor recognize you and say that, okay, if you do this, your madam will reward like this. If you did not do, she's going to punish in this way. So that should not be. Communication should be from the respective organizations. And the next comes involve employees. Yesterday, I told you that each and every employee in the organization are having one particular reason or the other, one particular positive quality or the other. So this is very broad element encompassing the quality of the work, lifestyle of the work, worker motivation, training, worker attitude, and job enrichment, and quality circles, and incentive system. So if you do work hard and listen to the plans and policies, what I have laid down in the organization, you will be duly rewarded. That is, this comes from involvement of the employees. Unless and until an employee is involved in the organization, who else will do the job? Everybody are delegating the duties, means who will be implementing? So that is necessary. Actually, there are case studies which show the characteristics of successful growing businesses, that they have developed a corporate culture. This is a buzzword, what we say, corporate culture. Every company have their own culture and their own work staff life. This sense of belonging means I should feel that, yes, it is mine. If I'm working for Deloitte, I should feel that, yes, Deloitte company is there for me, and it is there because of me. That ownership must be there. Employee, though through basic fairness, if I am basically fair, employee relation, employee sentiment, employee involvement, and equitable incentives, the corporate culture and productivity both can grow. Means the corporate can grow and individually I can grow. When this involvement and ownness is not there, we just keep it arm's distance. If at all I say, my faculty will say that, okay, madam, after they cross the gate, main gate of the Keshav Memorial College, they'll say that, madam, alage cheptundi gaani cheddamle ayipotundi, cheste endi cheyakapothe endi. She's not rewarding those who are performing, she's not punishing those who are not involving. So both are Gada and Goda are given the same treatment. Obviously, they did not like. That is what is involvement of the employees. And the last one is measure and analyze. There is a saying in పొగిడినప్పుడు అందరిలో పొగడాలి, తిట్టినప్పుడు ఒక్కనే పిలిచి తిట్టాలి. The reason for this is nothing but because this is a technical key to success. When you want to say that productivity must be defined and formulas and worksheets are developed, sources of data will be identified, benchmarks of studies should be laid down for the performance of the employees and personnel, the staff who are assigned that particular job. Measuring productivity can be a high complexity, complex task. It's an uphill task because two employees will do the same work. How to analyze and who must be given the position one and how to reward these two. So the goal, however simple as possible without distorting the depreciating the data also should be taken into consideration. So measurement is so critical to success, and hence a more detailed analysis should be done. How do you analyze who has done much to the contribution to the organization? How can you define? Are there any standards? Are there any benchmarks? If yes, you should. If not, you should develop. If it is there, it must be successfully implemented. So how a productivity of a company can be measured? This topic is known as measurement of the measuring productivity. So each input can be measured. I told you what is meant by productivity. It is the ratio between input of the resources and output of the work. So what is the input? For example, this is nothing but how much CGPA you got, means how much effort you have. For example, you can say 8.8. So immediately I should say that how much effort you have done, you got, that's it. This is what is productivity. So in a simple definition, we can say what are the extent of resources you can analyze and what are the extent of work. It will be defined so that it can be done and it can be taken into consideration and it can be measured. So you have done a 2 hours work, labor, and you read per day 2 hours only. How do you expect 10 on 10 GPA? When input is not, resources is not done unto the expectations. So productivity can be measured depending on how much input you have successfully implemented and done. This is nothing but labor productivity will be there. Productivity is a ratio and compensation should be done, how to produce and when to produce, where to. For example, it compares outputs and inputs, that divides outputs by inputs. That is the ratio we can say. So output is a physical entity, a car, a bulb, a typed page, for example, a processed pay voucher is there. And for measurement, an output must be, car means countable over time, a direct result to have homogeneous. Homogeneous means similar tasks, which can be, and there will be, for measuring, there will be inputs which are placing a very important role. That can be, means these particular inputs can be divided into 4 types. Of course, you all know that, that is labor, material, capital, and energy. We say resources means here energy, how much effort you are putting into it. So that is the reason each input can be measured on the basis of impartial measure of productivity, and depending on this particular means, for example, it is measured by dividing the outputs hours into by money invested. For example, I have purchased a car. How much I have invested, how much hours I will be driving. For example, I want my car to be dropping me to college, but I don't want BMW or I won't want a Range Rover car like that, because I'm purchasing car for my satisfaction, for my free journey from one place to another. That is from my place of home to the place of work. So why do I go for luxurious car? And what is that I use? Only for dropping me from home to destination and from college to home. From the beyond this, I'm not using it. So when I'm not going on or planning for long tours or any other things, why do I purchase a Innova or Scorpio when I'm a single person wants to go from my home to the college, depending on the need, necessity. So what is the necessity? Why do we purchase a particular thing? What are the measurements of the standards? Means depending on the need. If you want to travel, you're in your home, 10 people are there. Whenever you want to, a businessman means he wants to bring the stock and who wants to go with his personal friends, moving with people, suppliers, producers, etc. In such a case, he will be first one going with a luxury car and second one with the space and going with the durability. Now, a person like me did not satisfy all these three conditions. The reason is I'm a single person. I don't want luxurious car and I want only home to place, place to home. I don't want to move around. When I am at leisure in privacy, I'll stay at home. And the third one is I don't want to show myself for the society that I'm rich enough to maintain BMW car or a Range Rover car or Audi car. The reason is I should say that I am having a car which is a means of transport. I don't want to satisfy all these needs. So your productivity ratios will be depending on all these. So outputs and inputs can be measured in physical units or values or at least both. For example, an input unit for labor will be in hours. For example, how many hours of work they have done, and value for a rupee. So in such case, an input of unit is physical count of something and its value to the base selling price. I told you yesterday how the selling price will be fixed. Cost plus profit is equal to selling price. So in such case, what is the input? So all inputs and output values usually be tied to the producer price index, PPI, of all the value relationships in constant rupees of time. In other words, we can say if revenues of product A increased by 20% over the last year, but its price increased by only 8% because of the account of inflation, or you don't want to increase the price so that your customer percentage will be reduced. So the real increase in dollar or output, rupee output actually is 12% only. It's not by 20% because 20% output revenue is increased, but you have increased your selling price to the tune of 8% only. So what is that which is gaining is 12%. So yearly comparisons must be done using constant rupee values, price money values, and other mixed rupee units like that. So another complicated aspect of measuring productivity is that not at all inputs are equal and not all input outputs will be the same. Some product processes are more laborious, labor intensive than others. That is, at these points, we have to remember whether employing is a partial or total productivity measurement. You should means because a part-timer cannot be compared to the whole-timer, means will be staying with us, and an old employee cannot be compared with a younger generation one. And a new employee who is already skilled in the company cannot be compared to the oldest employee of the company. See how fast he is doing, you're not doing, means that fellow may be a novice in the organization. So this is how to improve productivity. Now, in such cases, how to improve productivity, keeping on means in the banking industry. For example, if you take a bank, there has been a revolutionary change in productivity in the past decades of the banks. Through the use of computers, magnetic ink character recognition, equipment, and machinalizing means mechanizing various repetitive operations. More than 50% of the production of labor requirements for check handling, etc. You just observe earlier, if you go to bank, we used to have a glance like this means we used to find 50 to 60 employees per bank or per branch, I can say. Now you just see 10 computers and 4 people only, because entire 10 computers are connected with the LAN and they will be doing the job over here. You want to deposit a check. Earlier, we used to give the deposits to just standing in the row where a cash deposit, check deposit, entire deposits, you have to take a token and stand in the row. But now, for depositing check, for cashing the checks, you're not supposed to stand in the particular queues because entire machines will be doing it. Why do we need a particular labor? I mean, employees for this, which is done with the help of a machine. So this studies in cosmetics industry show through that improved technology and by utilizing larger plants, it maintained a solid 4% annual productivity increase. So economics says that since plants with 500 or more employees indicate that productivity comes from standardizing administrative procedures. When you lay administrative procedures in a different way and people will understand, obviously your operations and your employees will be the happiest. You just to see that you have 10 subordinates with you. Every day they are coming and asking, boss, what is the duty we are supposed to do now? You are thinking of an, okay, you do that, you do that. Next day, they will be coming to you and asking, boss, what is our duty today? Again, you are taxing your brain for 10 minutes, having a chai and drinking. Alex, you go and do that. Yesterday you have done, is it completed? If he or she says, no, sir, let us continue with that. Third day, you observe the levels of the satisfaction or job interest of the employees before they approach you will be subsided to 50% reduced. They'll be coming, sir, any work for us? With a feeble face, they'll ask, any work left over for us? Why do they ask? Because every day you don't have a plan. You are telling them which is coming to your brain, but no plan, no schedule. If I give a lesson plan to the particular faculty and tell them that this is the subject you are supposed to, they'll do that. And if at all, I take a timetable and my faculty 40 members will be there going to class and ask them to go for one today, one to that class. Nobody will give us a full result and nobody will be satisfied with us. The reason is, sir, that subject I did not teach because today I have gone, yesterday somebody might have gone and tomorrow I don't know who will be going. So this plan should be there. Unless and until you plan accordingly, you can't implement and you can't expect maximum productivity. Productivity will be there, of course. And in the long run, it will also be coming to standstill position. But this is what is necessary. So labor engaging is not an easy task. And productivity indices will be there. What is this indices is nothing but productivity indices means it is a standard definition of productivity is that actually what is known as a partial factor is a measure of productivity. Means when your inputs are in partial, obviously on par with the outputs will also be there. In the sense, considers a single output ratio. The formula then for farmer means a labor sensitivity ratio and product input sensitivity ratio will be calculated. That is what we say productivity indices. So since productivity is a relative measure for it to be useful and it is to be measured for useful and it must be compared to something. That is what is known as indices. When you compare A to B, you know the performance of A and efficiency of B. That is what is known whenever we say that. For example, business can compare their productivity values to that of similar firms. For example, if I am selling shoes, Bata, I want to compare my Bata shoes with Nike, or I want to my shoes with some other shoes company. So I want to compare my chappal with friends. So popular. So like this, how do the productivity indices will be developed? a similar product or similar company will be taken into consideration, and that will be having. Now, how do you compare the labor productivity? Labor productivity is nothing but it's an important function. In fact, in any productive setup is that how the best quantity, budgeted quantity of work must be achieved over a period of time. You give 1 hour time and ask your employees to do that. In 1 hour, how many are producing? What are the quality of the goods they have produced? Whether it is on par with the organizational expectations or any deviations are there. If they cannot do, you immediately go to them and sit with them and have a glance and share a word with them why their productivity are low. Do they need any expectations? Do they need to be satisfied? For example, in machines and in labor, the labor feel that their children should be taken care, means the small ones, and they need to be given medical care. If somebody falls sick, you should not leave them as is and give a particular casual leave. So if you take a human touch and ask them level of working conditions, this is what we say. If poor working conditions are there, obviously it will be giving a deteriorated effects. And majority of the work, labor productivity is mainly depends on how laborers are utilized. I told you, do not put a right man in wrong position and tell them that you are unfit for the organization. If I told you in the yesterday's class also a particular example, if one of the faculty is not in a position to take accounts classes, I depute him to theory. At least he can go ahead, he will be satisfying with theory. At least if he is not satisfying theory also, I'll give them administrative work, counseling work, parent-teacher means associated work. So if they are also not proving there, I call them and give them a particular warning. What is this, sir? You are not fitting in any level of employment. Please improve yourself. This could be, means the level of motivation. This is what is known as, and the level of training. The level of working conditions means comfortable, and the level of productivity obviously be measured in terms of input-output relations, and quality produced will be with the time spent, because labor will spend much time on productivity. So all this will pay that capital productivity, machine productivity. If you purchase a particular conditional machine and increase the productivity, yes, the labor will feel happy. And production system converts the raw material into finished good. And in such process, you use any chemical process and you use any secondary machine and ask the particular labor to go ahead with the increased production. Obviously, they'll find it difficult. How to increase the production with the second-hand machine? It is not working on par with their speed and availability of the raw material. Unless and until you provide raw material, how do we expect the finished product to come to you? That is what is the productivity in the initiation. In the first stage of our class, I have told you that productivity is nothing but a ratio between the input of the resources and output of the work. So here, machine productivity is nothing but depends on availability of raw material and power of skilled workers. Here, machine layout, machine is there. If you start the machine and put the raw material, it will be giving the output. But for this also, you need a skilled employee. That is what is necessary. So unless and until you place a right man in the right position, you can't expect a particular relation. Machine productivity also. And the last one, capital productivity. For any production setup, facilities, machines, tools, raw materials, land, etc., which plays a very important role is capital. In commerce, we do say that finance is the lifeblood of any business. If you don't have capital, if you don't have sufficient flow of funds, do not run for starting a particular business, because it's not an easy task to run. Capital needs like such as asset needs, and as huge capital is locked in assets, their effective utilization is absolutely necessary. You need to maintain the assets also. After purchasing the asset, you should not say to your labor that I have purchased the grade 1 machine and you people are not in a position to engineer it and make use of it properly. Means no, it's not an argument which is to be valid. So early replacement of fixed assets brings down maintenance and cost burden on it. Yesterday, I told you with the help of depreciation example also. So replacement cost will be a burden on the organization. If you replace it early, when the machine is on condition, you'll get exact sale proceeds and you can use the funds which are there in depreciation account also. So, and apart from this, productivity, raw material and productivity engineering, and the next one is material productivity, labor productivity, and machine productivity. We capital productivity, fourth one, and we have multi-factor productivity also there. What is multi-factor productivity? Total factor productivity. A broader gauge of productivity, total factor productivity is measured by combining the effects of all the resources used in the production of goods and services, that is land, labor, raw material, and energy, etc., and dividing the total output. For example, the data which is collected from a company will be giving you a particular standards that so-and-so amount is taken into consideration. We have purchased the machine for this and we are giving the salaries of employees like this. What is the end result? How much is produced and what is the selling price we need to fix. Apart from this, we have technological factors these days, not managerial factors, much will be there, but technological factors. These technological factors can increase the per unit output and input substantially. Means it can be defined in terms of technology employed. For example, I told you that do not find fault with the employees taking a technically more advanced machines where they cannot even invent. For example, in colleges and these software companies, we do say coffee making machines and tea making machines will be there because the employees in software companies especially will be working for and prone to work for beyond hours. In such case, then brain will be exhausted. When the exhausted levels are there for each human beings, of course, we have fatigue. So in such case, we use coffee or tea. Instead of sending a particular AYA or a particular class 4 employee to go out, stand there and bring coffee or tea, what these companies are doing now is a percolator, a coffee making machine and a tea making machine should be installed in the company premises. And immediately if you switch on the button, you will be getting the coffee, enjoy the coffee for 5 minutes and wait until your brain is railed. It should not be derailed. After derailment, again, you need to continue the work. So for this, the need is technological. Means this is characterized by the degree of the skill of the employee, workforce, health conditions, attitude towards management, training and discipline. Why do these means Deloitte or some other companies will do impact days and come bringing the particular, giving them health and wellness benefits and sending the employees out on a particular day stating that you enjoy with the Red Cross, you enjoy with the stray dogs or enjoy with the people and distribute them sweets or like this. Means this is nothing but to increase the work culture, to increase the benefits of the employees and to increase the attitudes of the employees, to not to become a psycho in the work culture. Beyond more hours, if you stand and if you sit in front of the computer, you'll forget the external world. And at one particular point, you also will become a machine. Switch on the computer and sit in front of it for hours together. So your mindset will also be gauged like a machine. You can't have that human sense and human touch. So you will be more on like to be a mechanic. So to avoid such situations, productivity improvement measures, productivity improvement can be achieved by a number of ways. That is, a number of ways means develop productivity measures for all operations. Mention if you have done 10 units per day, you will be awarded this. If you produce 8, you will be awarded. Put the slabs. To what extent they might have satisfied. Look at the system of whole deciding factors, which operations are more critical. Where will be, it will be more critical. It is overall productivity that is important, not individual channelization, which plays an important role. Establish reasonable goals for improvement. See, you should say a particular employee that per day 10 units will be produced. You're not supposed to put a standard per day 20 units will be produced. And at the end of the day, you know that the goal should not be reached by anyone. And at the end of month, you can say that none of you performed well because nobody have done. Of course, you know that it is beyond human capacity. That should not be. To encourage your students, you encourage your employees, you should say, produce 10 units per day. At the end of 1 month, 4 will be there. You appreciate them, give them a chocolate, give them a pen, give them a tap that, yes, you have done a renderous work. Immediately, the remaining employees will be deciding and keeping their mindset also to stand one day, I need to stand on the stage and to be appreciated. If you put the logical standards which are beyond reaching capacity, that should not be giving the more productivity. Of course, the hesitated employees leave the organization with disinterest. Measure improvements and publicize them. I told you already, when you want to measure and when you want to say a person who has done excellent work, praise them in the group, scold them individually. If they have done something wrong, ask them to come meet you in the cabin and tell them that they have done a mistake. But it should not be done on vice versa basis, right? And next one is productivity and prosperity. Any doubts until then now, so that we'll discuss the topic in the next level. I request the students to unmute and ask questions. Sriharsha, Rajendra, Abhiram, I'm observing here. I don't know who is this SBN.
Yeah, nothing from my side, ma'am.
Yeah, Abhiram.
Yeah, it's clear. Already we are
implementing.
Yeah, we are ending the timing also.
Yeah. And if at all any queries are there, I request Sriharsha to take the initiation and post whatever the queries you will be having, because I'm very available to you people over the mobile and to answer the queries also. I appreciate if queries are posted and to make a particular group, and the study material and PPTs and any PDFs of the relative syllabus will be there. I'll be sharing with you.
Yeah.
Thank
Madam,
you all.
Just 1 minute, ma'am.
Please.
I think you can join this group.
Madam, I have one doubt. What are the limitations for the measurement of productivity?
Many limitations, Nana, because it depends on the type of the production or the organization. For example, I'm telling you from education point of view that what are the limitation? I should not take a person as a lecturer is qualification. You got the point, Sriharsha. Qualification. And next, for example, I want to take one person as MBA faculty. What is the requirement? One is MBA in the relevant field, and second one 60%
experience.
Yeah, exactly. Qualification, percentage, experience, net slate qualified, PhD, all these are there. For example, one excellent faculty is there, but did not satisfy one or two conditions. I can say that, yes, you can improve yourself. I can take them as an employee. But if somebody did not want to, or somebody is not unfit, means not at all if having any of the conditions satisfied. For example, I know X who is having industry experience, but did not possess MBA, did not possess any condition, did not have net or slate. But even then, can I appoint that fellow as a faculty because he has industry experience? No, I can limit him. You got the point?
Okay, I got it.
Yes, Nana.
Yeah, ma'am, I pinged the group link which was created by BRAOU, that operations management. Can you please check if you are able to join that group using that link? Or else if you want me to, okay, we will share that link to your WhatsApp number if you want.
Better. Because I'm not that much tech savvy.
Sure, ma'am. I will share that link to you.
Yeah, I've given my mobile number, no? Please.
Yes.
Please share that.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thanks, ma'am.
Bye, Nana. See you on next Saturday, I think.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
In between, any queries are there, please post me to my mobile number and I'll be in touch with you during the weekdays also. Don't think that we are supposed to meet on weekends only. Yeah, please.
Yes, you will be available for the next 10 classes, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriharsha. Have a great day, Nana.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
you
you
too,
so
ma'am.
much.
Bye, Ma. Bye, everyone.